What is up, yo? My name is Raylo. We are back again for one more gameplay. I'm going to be talking the second part of being chased by the cops and robbers. I am the robbers in this story, even though I didn't steal anything except for my innocence. So, as I was saying in the last video, if you haven't seen it, I will put it at the end of the video as well as down in the description. We're going off of just my senior year. This is the first night of summer vacation for me. I have three full months. Like, I have a little bit over 3 months of summer before I head off to college, and I am very excited. It's going to be one of my best summers, I think. Oof, got sniped here. I did not appreciate that at all. I had to watch this kill cam, which I don't usually do. But we were going to Magnuson to set a fire, and we started this great idea of starting a fire on the top of a playground. And as we were starting it, the park patrol guy drove by and was just checking out. So we moved our cars and we started up the fire one more time. So as we're starting up the fire, it's just a little bit difficult, and the patrol guy comes by, and we hide, and then we move our cars. And so after that, they come back and from moving their cars, and I say, you know, let's just keep going. Who cares? We can just run into the deep bushes and hide in the shrubbery and maybe get some cold-blooded action going on here. And so we start the fire, and we're not too worried about it. We're kind of just like, whatever. If it happens, it happens, and it's summer. I don't care. No, we're just in that zero fucks given kind of state. So we get the fire going. We're just hanging out. We're not like doing anything like illegal substance-wise. We're just hanging out and having a fire, just talking, and we were trying to get some girls over. We were going to actually meet them pretty soon, and they were actually on their way when all of a sudden the patrol car comes driving on back. We are just hanging out, and someone is facing the parking lot, thank God, and he's like, oh God, that is the patrol car, guys. He's coming in the parking lot, and he just whipped up fast. He wasn't like speeding or anything, but it surprised us because he just drove straight into the parking lot, boop, right up to where our cars used to be parked. Thank God we moved them. And he was kind of shining his lights in towards the playground area where our fire was, and we were like, he can definitely see that fire. There is definitely some orange light coming from where we are. It's probably heated, and he can definitely see it from a range. We split. I jumped straight off the, I'd probably say it's an 8 to 10 foot drop from the top of the slide. Maybe not that top. Yeah, about 8 feet. So I just jumped down and just grabbed my backpack and just split towards the dog park, which is further into the park, which is closer actually to Lake Washington, a little bit towards the water. So we're kind of running into a trap, but it's also kind of like a good place to hide just because it is so secluded and like a lot of bushes, and it's just hard to find people in there if you're actually, especially at night, because it was dark. It was dark out, nighttime. So I wasn't too worried about getting caught. All 5 of us split as fast as we can into the bushes. I mean, it's like every man for ourselves. And I'm jumping over the fence, and we were just running. And I looked back just to make sure that he didn't like see us running and he's not chasing us. And there's just 3 people walking into the playground, pretty slow, and I don't have enough time to think, but while I'm running away, I'm thinking, those guys didn't really look like park rangers. They look like teenagers, and 2 of them look like girls, so that was kind of weird. But we kept running. We didn't want to just like risk it, and as I'm hopping the fence and running deeper into the dog park towards the water, Evan just starts cracking up, and he's like, Riley, this is what our off nights are going to be. This is our off night in summer. This is the first night in summer, and we're going to go so much more crazy later on. And he was just cracking up at how funny it was, because this is the very first night, and we're getting chased by the park ranger. Now, as we start walking, we realize that we're far enough into the place that they're not going to just drive up, and we know we're not getting followed really anymore. So we start just kind of walking, and we're like, we don't really know where to go. We're just going to kind of wait it out. That's what we've decided at this point. And we hear a siren coming. It is a deep siren, pretty far off. I mean, it's clear because there's nothing else going on around. It's very quiet. And we're like, oh shit, that's a fire truck. It's coming over here. And we're waiting. It doesn't get quiet or anything. Gets a little bit louder. and it's definitely coming to the park. We got the fire department called on us by the park ranger. He saw the fire, didn't know what to do, and flipped out, so he called the fire department. So we are going back into running mode, and we're just running deeper and deeper. Then we hear a second siren, and a third, and we split as fast as we could deeper into the park. We actually get all the way to the water before we start walking again, and we don't really know what to do. We're kind of just like, we just figured we'd wait it out here, just kind of relax, and hopefully they wouldn't come after us. But our hearts are pumping. We're listening for any sign of like tires or people, just anything, because we do not want to get arrested or anything like that. We had actually all just turned, we are just 18. 2 of us weren't, so their birthday was a couple days ago and they turned 18 a couple days ago, but 2 of us were 18, or 3 of us were 18, and we did not want to get that on our fresh record. It's just like trespassing or something. I'm not really sure what it is, but didn't want to have that happen, so we ran away, and we made it. We just kind of hung out for a little bit, just kind of thinking about who's coming in, and Jack keeps calling these girls that we were trying to meet up with, and he's like, where are you, and they're like, they talk to us and they're like, you guys, the whole place is covered by cops. We can't get into this park because they have it shut down. And we start freaking out, and I'm just like, how many cops are there? How many? She wouldn't tell us, and it turns out there's only 3. There was only 3 cops that were there, and the fire department was there as well. But it was just a small fire, and it seems like an overreaction for something like that. And we know that they didn't really care about us. They just wanted to get the fire out and keep it safe. Ooh, that was a nice stun check. I didn't know how I knew that guy was there. Probably heard him. But that's how it ended up. We were just sitting at a park and hanging out, just waiting for it to go. Cooper had just gotten his iPhone, so he's messing around with Siri, and he was just like, how the fuck do we get out of here, and like, what do we do? And she just wouldn't answer, reasonable things, obviously, because she's not going to help people just escape from dangerous situations like that. But we were just kind of waiting around, and we hear a car. We hear tires rolling in, and Magnuson has like sidewalks, but they're like fat sidewalks. Like, you could drive cars in there. Like, they're made for like parked cars to drive on. I don't know if you kind of know what I'm talking about. That was funny. I don't know why I waited so long for that. I was just kind of like, I'll make fun of him a little bit, I guess. Ooh, and that was a good predator missile right in the doorway. So we were just waiting around, and we hear this car driving up, and we just drop silent. We don't know what to do, and 2 of the guys actually just left. So it was me, Cooper, Evan, and Jack. So I guess there was 4. So there's 6 total. And we were just sitting at this table, and we're like, okay, we're gonna go deeper into the trees, and we just kind of like hid by the water. And it turns out that the car was not a car at all. It was people talking, people moving. I don't know, maybe it was just the wind or something. But later on, the 3 people that we were meeting up with ended up walking into the park and meeting us there. So those were the 3 people that I saw as I was running away. I checked back and I saw 3 people, and it was them. They were friends that we were meeting up with. But the funny thing is, just as that was happening, the park ranger, he came into the park and saw them right next to the fire. So he like chased them down and was like, what do you think you guys are doing? And he got like super pissed at them, obviously, because they were teenagers in a park that was closed, and he was like, you guys can't be in here. Did you do this? And they're like, they just, they played dumb. They're like, I have no idea who did this, what is going on. We weren't here. And they tried to like kind of just sneakily walk away back to their car. And as soon as he let them go, they came back in. I don't know why they wanted to come in so bad. Like, if I were them, I would have just dipped. But they didn't seem to be too worried about it, I guess. I don't know. So I thought that was pretty funny that they continued to come in. It did make me feel a little bit better, because it was like, if they're coming in, then it's probably not that big of a deal. And it wasn't. It wasn't. I wouldn't really be talking about it if it was, but I just kind of thought, meh, don't really want to get caught if I don't have to. And I saw this sniper up there, but I couldn't see him through the smoke, so I just gave up. As we were coming to the end of the game here, though, I'm just going to wrap up. We didn't get caught. We ended up just walking out. And the funny thing is it was my friend's barbecued lid that we borrowed for our senior prank. and we didn't get it back to him. So he's out a barbecue lid, which is his parents', and he got pretty angry at us for that. Which I can totally understand. I would be super pissed if someone just stole my barbecue lid and then like lit it on fire and just didn't let me keep it or anything. I mean, I don't really know what to say. But it was a good night, and it was a great way to kick off summer. I finished off 51-13. Kind of a lot of deaths, but a lot of kills also. It was action-packed. What kind of stories did you guys have? You ever been chased by the cops? Let me know, and maybe I'll talk about it. Other than that, check out one of these videos here, and hey, if you really like me, subscribe. Thanks. See you next time.